So let me introduce Sammy to you. Sammy Simpson is the founder of Tuned In Corporation. This corporation covers the charge which you've been investing and devoting yourself to, taking people from the limited to the limitless in the spirit of play and adventure, virtually. Opening greater and greater avenues to express that happiness and not only directly experience it, but negotiate a grateful exchange. Fearless command. He has been a conscious explorer as far back as he can remember, starting an adventure to rediscover himself when he was just a child, being in the wonder of a grandmother who preached of dying and going to heaven, and he contemplated, why not now? He'll explain a little bit more about that. That quantum question opened a lifelong journey until now, discovering the power of infinite intelligence in surrender of every step to play and adventure with his body, mind, and soul. His mantra is simple: come play. I present you Sammy Simpson.
Good morning, ladies. Hi.
Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. It's great to see you, and I'm very excited about today. So,
thank you, Sammy.
Thanks, Mickey, for that great intro. I just wanted to mention that, yes, I've been a lifetime explorer. Starting from now, I'm realizing from a very young age of seeds being planted in me, in a wonderful grandmother, but obviously in all the things around me. And that's simply what I bring in a message of serenity, is that it's not just in one place, person, or thing, but it's in every moment when you allow yourself to tap into that energy, that infinite intelligence. And while I've been on this exploration, as we all have, the message is that you are the message, and every step is the investigation to yourself. And for me, it has been there my whole life, but becoming more intense, especially over the last 10 years, as I've went further and further down the rabbit hole. I call myself a time and space explorer, and I had the beautiful fortune of finding myself being turned to a Akashic record reading about 4 years ago in 2016. And in the record, the beautiful message of becoming neutral to open a quantum power space to where you could create reality at any given point in the lightness of being and non-judgment was a beautiful message that came through. And beyond that, if you know anything about the Akashic records, is most are not psychics or mediums, but past relatives can come through. And I had a beautiful mother that had passed on in 2009 that came through the record with a wonderful message. And the message was simply showing me a happy face. And she said this beautiful poem of, the life that you loved is the one you'll have, and the love that you share is so beautiful, like the best rainbow ever. And it went on to say, don't ever doubt that your happy face lights up the world as it already has in so many ways. And if you look at the history and you look back through ancient cultures and all the knowledge from everything from the Bible to alien culture to ancient history, you'll find that the bridge between the soul and the personality is what they call the rainbow. And the rainbow is what I've come to discover is this happy face of wonder and delight. It's filling that gap in between your soul and your personality that gets entangled in so many attachments and addictions in the everyday world. Similar to what we're going on now, we get caught up in the noise of such a fear-based world, and we get caught up in trying to figure out those things instead of letting go and allowing and surrender our wonderful soul to come play. So the message that came for me through the Akashic record, through masters and teachers, was write a script. And the script for the longest time was very confusing to me because I was trying to figure it out. What's the perfect script? What does script mean? Am I writing a movie? And, we all go through that. We get these little hunches and clues that show up all around us and in our own environment. And we're wondering with great confusion at times because we say, well, how can I make the perfect script? And in the divine timing, the idea is that you are right on time and absolutely impeccable. The masters and teachers say it doesn't have to be it doesn't have to be perfect to be impeccable. So for the next few minutes, I want to kind of ask you to just come with me on thinking about an alternative reality to where you are now, to open yourself to skipping timelines and observing parallel universes in the environment all around you. I love making my soul clap like a child, a little child, when they're full of delight and just full of balance and harmony. And that's what essentially I want to hold space for in the next few minutes, is just opening the possibility to finding this glistening thread that just pulls every dimension of you together. It's the way shaman build a bridge between the soul and reality when they go and travel into the inner world and bring things back through spirits and those type of entities that show up. The greatest thing to remember is that you are the message, and it's trusting and having faith in yourself beyond any border or boundary that you've put up in your mind, that the possibility is there to tap into an infinite intelligence and a conscious that you can observe from, that comes from a place of unconditional love. And when you tap into that incredible power, it's like a radio. It's like when you're tuning the dial and you find the song that just lights you up with happiness and joy. You don't sit and pause to think about it. You just start singing along. And that's what I want to invite you to do today. I'm simply an example of imperfect everything. I'm in a state of becoming and receiving that infinite intelligence. It's raw, it's ridiculous, it's real. I laugh at it all the time. I fail a lot, but that's only feedback as I surrender every step. And I want you to know that even showing up, I'm really afraid, but I accept me for who I am as this imperfect, living creature in this vessel that is taking me on this beautiful journey. And I want to give that to you today. So remember that the waking meditation is a state of being awake. You're present and alive. It's a conscious space before duality. The ancients, especially the Egyptians, gods, knew that created the scribes, that wrote the history of the legacy that we now look back on and cherish through hieroglyphics and the Dead Sea Scrolls and all the things that we see that have cropped up to provide these wonderful tidbits of information of a freedom, confidence, and choice beyond ourselves. And that's what we're being asked now, I believe, is to stretch our minds inside this creative adventure that we're on, and we journey with others that are all being actively recruited for evolution in every step of the way. Just as the flower goes from the seed to sprouting through the ground to fully blossoming in full expression in the sun. Each of us have that same opportunity of less doing and more being, which creates a new 0 point of creation. So my message is simple. This is the moment that you've been waiting for. And if you can allow yourself to let go and surrender and receive, you can wow your mind and it will free your soul. So I invite you now to collaborate and co-create this experience with me. You can post comments as inspiration strikes you. If you look back to the furthest times in history of when when great worship and schools of mystery and all these amazing things were happening, you'll see that typically as prophecy or someone speaking in tongues and that being interpreted was coming up, very much the collaboration was in when inspiration strikes you, speak up, share it out loud, don't hold it back, be like this, an open microphone that is always on, where there is no second chances, but it's just going for it and getting comfortable in that kind of moment. So surrender, allow, and free yourself to be open now. So what I want to do is, wherever you are, just kind of take 3 deep breaths with me. Let's just kind of take a moment just to kind of breathe in and hold it for a moment, and then just let go. And let's do that one more time. Breathe in and let go. And just one more time. Breathe in and let go. Now, shift reality, we need to realize that we are locked in our thoughts. And remember that when you're locked in your thoughts, you will always be a thought away from here. And that here is your soul. It's not free if you're locked in your thoughts. So the space that I'm holding now, that I'm creating, is what I like to call a clubhouse. When I was a young child, one of the first things I did is I moved to a new neighborhood as an only child, and I knew no one in the neighborhood. So I convinced my dad to build me a clubhouse when I was around 7 years old. And I've looked back now in reflection and realizing that what a wonderful portal that clubhouse was. I created this space that I didn't put any rules or any conditions. I just kind of put the intention out to the world that this clubhouse is going to be a vessel for others to come play. I don't have to do anything. They'll just show up. And that's exactly what happened. I just left it open and free to whoever showed up. We would decide and collaborate together how to play together. And that turned into this incredible adventure of everything from all the typical stuff of heroes and villains, cowboys and Indians, all the things that you play as children, turning into also this wonderful exploration of things like spin the bottle and expanding our minds to considering what ifs in talking to each other in the space to be free and to explore and to play. Think about it as a place to just kind of rest now and receive magic against the attachments and addictions that would prevent you from paradise. It's a safe space to be, and you can allow your mind to be free and to let go. It's kind of like the idea of we all have a great example in every day is having sex, which is something we don't talk about often, but when we find ourselves lost in it, we are not thinking about time and space, but being absolutely free. And I think now you can reflect on that moment and realize a time where there was an intention that showed up in your life that was always present, that you were able to tap into and let go and allow and surrender. That's the ecstasy space that we are coming into and creating now together. So I invite you to join me. Imagine that being like a beautiful, brilliant diamond. It's protecting you as you're moving energy from inside and holding yourself up to the sun, to the light. And just like a diamond, it strikes the most beautiful rainbow as you turn that, and it reflects out into the world. That's who you are at the center of your entire being. What is all. There's nothing to think about. It's like when you're washing dishes or mowing the lawn or doing laundry. You have this freedom, confidence, and choice of just showing up, being here, present now. And to stop thinking, because some people will say, well, how do you stop thinking? Is it possible for me? But again, you've had those moments and the things I've just explained that that gives you a chance of getting out of the imbalance. There's no problem. It's just in most of our daily lives, we're in that overthinking to where it creates imbalance. And we put a lot of weight in our thoughts and trying to be in the process of why it is or isn't working. And we get lost in these concepts of looking out to compare ourselves instead of coming in to be free. It's what the masters and teachers call the lookout tower, which is our ego, right? And we're constantly up there saying, look out, don't do that. We're in this fear-based kind of world. So again, take another breath with me now. Let's just take a deep breath and exhale. Now, let's go from here in the observation deck. And let's go down together. Just sink with me down and down and down. Just allow yourself to drop down, almost like you're on an elevator. Just ride down to the heart and let it open and find yourself sitting inside. Again, here is the diamond that you're absolutely protected and safe to be inside. There's nothing from the outside that can penetrate the diamond except for light that's creating this beautiful rainbow that you're able to present to the entire world. As you rest here, inherently your eyes will soften and you'll feel it in your body. Just allow yourself to let go. Let's start the day just with no priorities, with nothing to do. It's Saturday. We can let ourselves go and just be free. You'll also sense that there's just something that you don't need to put words to. You don't need to be thinking or giving it any definition or meaning. You can just sit without words and just absorb and listen. And that's what I'm asking you to do through the script that I have put together that continues to evolve just to open this space and to give you the freedom of being here and present now. May you fill the air with powerful words and inspiring ideas to create an amplified experience of living with freedom, confidence, and choice. Hurrah, hurrah, hurrah. The ancient shaman in the Mongolian and Siberian cultures understood the magic of hurrah, which means to gather. It is a weaving to bring that glistening thread to tie all the dimensions together. We're going to work on that now as I start the script. I am reading the script because the way that the ancient magic is understood is it's not in just what you say, but also in the intonation of the way that you deliver the words. The word and language is the most powerful magic in the universe because it exists before duality. And that's where we are here in this beautiful space of our heart that is full ecstasy, that not in covering, but uncovering to create you with value and something to remember uniquely about your own mission to repeat and love unconditionally. You need do nothing here. There is no thing and no thinking into action physically. When you let go, things come through and you will start to channel. We see folks outside of us through tradition, through rituals that do these things often, but the power is inside of each of us to open the same wonderful magic and wisdom to ourselves. Masters and teachers give a phrase to use while now quiet in the heart in meditation. So say to yourself now, just stop for a moment and say, "Oh vastness, bring me to birth. Oh vastness, bring me to birth." You're experiencing right now. You're exactly where you need to be. It's no accident that you showed up in this very moment today. It says that you are ready. I am ready to be free. This is what is called divine feminine. Divine feminine, where things feel empty. And if it starts to be frightening, or the I don't know what he's really talking about, or it's not coming through for me, just take the difficulty and embrace yourself by saying, I don't know, but I'm curious. I don't know, but I'm curious. You don't need to have your mind fill in an answer or a meaning or a reason. I don't know, but I'm curious. Just sit in this beautiful heart space and look around. Feel, know that there's nothing to do. Now, I'm going to ask some quantum questions while we're in this space, because the quantum question is the way to come back to yourself when you get into that moment of feeling empty or becoming afraid. It's the I don't know, but I'm curious kind of questions that will essentially open up curiosity to simply finding what lifts your heart and piques your curiosity. That's how you shift your reality to wonder and delight. So, as we're sitting together in this beautiful heart space, what are you doing now to move toward joy or inspiration? What have you uncovered in your own current life investigation? What's home and what's here has always been with you. You carry it everywhere you go. It's not some place over the horizon that you find. It is being present, being in the here and now in a way that you're able to look around. I've realized in the happy face symbol that my mother gave me and the barometer of it being like a tuning fork, when you strike every object, the vibration will just vibrate until it's slowly one perfect vibration becomes the perfect note. It's the same idea. What lifts your heart and piques your curiosity? You are sure to have experienced what it has felt like at other times in your life when there was no trying or pushing. There was no, I need to convince someone about anything or anybody. You just walked in being that love that you are and came from such a deep place that even people in control typically heard you because of what you're saying was coming from that core piece of love. That is the truth of what every one of us is. That is the infinite intelligence of a conscious that is unconditional love recreating itself with infinite possibility. Each of us are one of that conscious. I want you to give up in your mind the needing, I must get you to hear me, or I must get you to understand something. When you're coming into a state of command, not control, because control is fear-based. Trying to control anything means that you are coming from an addiction or an attachment in yourself that is afraid. Command is being free. I know who I am, and I'm coming from a place that I need to do nothing. Doesn't mean you won't do anything, but it takes away the control mechanism, the pushing, the fight for a right, and so many things that you're already moving away from in this lifetime by proof of being here, present now. You're ready. And then you can just start to stand in this neutral quantum space of your absolute, real, authentic truth. And you can respond genuinely, openly, without being afraid that what you say or do or what happens lands, that you're responsible for creating fear in yourself or someone else. You'll be accepted exactly for who you are. So if you're not present, you're not home. And this space is home. Your soul is home. And all you have to do is stay curious. Use all sides of your imagination and really feel your body right now in this heart space that's open, that you can expand it or contract it as far as you want to. You are as all life and all creation, life creating life. And that beautiful free will is the power to choose bringing your life to life. As you observe in your own self awareness and self realization, you'll understand that nothing happens without your agreement. Even in what I'm saying right now, you know there's something bubbling up inside that is this wonderful enthusiasm, like that delighted child clapping, that is in you and all around you. Direct your mind to focus on that unity and your soul as opposed to the division and the selfish desires. Just allow your intuition to meet up with the charge that's bubbling up because it's familiar and you can remember being here before. You need to do nothing. Take a breath, sit still for a moment. Remember that stillness is life. Stillness is life. What has already touched you with genuine enthusiasm? Your excitement and a no doubt, it is so, I am pleased ability to feel, being that intention, just doing something, even if you didn't see exactly how it was going to play out. Your greatest intention is present in every moment, in every place, in every person, in everything, in everywhere that you are. You simply have to get out of your way to look and see what's smiling back at you. The happy face is not only a symbol for you to realize this wonderful joy and delight and shifting in reality in a way to play and have an adventure in yourself, but in also looking around in the physical world and realizing that everything is already smiling at you that's in alignment in synchronicity with yourself. And how fun to play and to be on the playground of not just taking and riding the swing, but to take the sliding board, do the twirl around. You want the biggest playground possible. Allow, let go, and surrender your mind to strip away the more fear-based, judgment-based, resistance-based attachments and addictions. And you can have all of that standing in the fullest light wherever you are right now at this very second. It's here. You're already home. Accept yourself. Opening will give yourself clarity to receive what the masters and teachers are waiting to communicate with you here. We talk about masters and teachers as these things outside of us. But I experienced in a wonderful journey of finding this in myself, a moment of standing in the void of nothingness and realizing that around me was all of these beings celebrating my return. And it took me forever, but finally realizing that every one of those beings was every dimension of myself present in one complete harmony and balance of myself ascending to a higher consciousness that you'll hear in other practices that is the all-knowing. It's a place to create with complete freedom and non-judgment and lightness of being. It is the quantum power space that I'm giving through the masters and teachers' teachings. What's coming through in this heart space is the truth of your biggest work. It's why you're here. It's your greatest intention already present in every moment. And you need do nothing but allow your self awareness, your self realization, your attention to recognize that underneath the disorder of chaos is you rising in that chaos above it and almost surfing it to ride into a higher consciousness. But it's finding that balance inside the inner and the outer world. The ancients would say there's a double world. It's the left and right of the inside and outside world. It is the lower and higher consciousness, almost like a compass around a universe that you can use in every moment. Symptoms is what you'll find in what's already bubbling up in you and breaking through with precise harmony and balance. It's why I always say you can fake a smile, but you cannot fake a happy face, right? Is because when you have that aha or that oh wow moment, you're in complete harmony and balance. You're in the void of nothingness, and wonder and delight just lights up, completely aligning the synchronicity in everything. Your environment around you will start to shift and start working in your favor because you are now working in your own favor. All lines of support and grace in all forms are open. Every step will become with purpose, grace, and ease of living a life, shifting your reality to wonder and delight in the spirit of play and adventure. What's exciting as a creator, as we all are, life creating life, is how you express it in more detailed activities becomes what the masters and teachers call the playground. It's sacred because your soul is like a child. It's not childish, but it's very childlike and it loves to play. If you think in this heart space now, you can just feel that smile filling up your soul. It's a feeling that just aligns every sense in you, every molecule, every atom, every part of the universe will find that alignment to just shift to joy and the light. The masters and teachers give the great advice for you to always remember that the heart of the child is the master of the universe. Now inhale deeply and exhale completely. I want to take you a little further there. Now imagine like an atom or a molecule as the model of the universe. You can picture this universe in your mind. In the essence or core of the nucleus is the inherent nature of your soul. It's kind of like an alien, a foreigner that isn't coming from outside, like on a spaceship to land on Earth and suddenly hand you a document that says, this is the way to whatever or new knowledge. It's already a conscious waiting to be awakened by you as its vessel in this life. You are the alien to be awakened by freeing your own soul to this new world. You'll start to live with a sense of wondering, how much more deeply can I let go and stay curious? It's been one of the great adventures for me over the years of opening this space of infinite intelligence is every time you think you're here, you say, let go. How much more deeply can I let go and stay curious? There is no answer to infinite intelligence. It is expanding the bubble constantly in allowing yourself to go into the unknown where there is no answer. For the longest time, when I got to the unknown, I was still saying, tell me what the unknown is all about. And the masters and teachers would give me the insight of it's the unknown because it's the unknown. That's all you have to remember. Just let go. Have faith and trust in a spirit beyond you that you could have never imagined. That shifts your reality to joy and delight. And the great news is that your soul is ready to get back in the game. It's always here. It's ready. It's like sitting on the bench of a sporting event, like observing and just itching. It's like a mosquito bite. There's a constant itch. You can't get rid of it. It's ready to go. It's waiting for you. Free it by deeply delving into anything and everything that interests you here. What feeling makes you just laugh with joy? What great enthusiasm comes in your creative expression that's moving you and the environment all around the universe that you're creating in this very awareness of this master consciousness that is now giving itself a new, unique, genuine outlook of growth. You are the message. What does that soul feel like in a world that's around you and beyond you? Again, we're here in the heart where no thinking. You can't get someplace new by going back to what you've always done. You shift the environment around you by turning the world upside down. That's why many of the ancient cultures, when we read those rituals and things that come out, it seems like gibberish. But the gibberish is the point. You can have great comfort in knowing that you can say anything in this world, absolutely anything. Don't hold back, because the folks that aren't supposed to hear or maybe not ready to hear you aren't going to listen or remember it anyway. But don't let that stop you from living completely wide open. Remember, your soul being free is like a playground. You can say and do anything because you are coming from a space of unconditional love that we all come from, of what all is. And the intention, that loving intention, is already built around you not getting caught up in creating rules and boundaries and boxing in chaos. Just ride that and ascend that wave from the lower to the higher consciousness to be free. What passion do you observe in yourself that's already building space and time? What can't you do but know you need to? The charge that keeps showing up, not being anything or knowing an answer first, but you continue to push it aside, afraid to let it free. Your freedom of mind, free, open heart, all that you give is so beautiful. Just allow and make sure you receive as well. So many people can go to the esoteric web through meditation, through movement, through ayahuasca, through every kind of modality, and they absolutely can understand it. But it's bringing that pure, loving, conscious knowledge and integrating it into this world through your intention, through your spoken word, through allowing, surrendering, and being free is the way to receive. And when you receive, others will receive in you as well. You are the seed to plant in every single person through the reflection that you give. Just like being in the center of that diamond, every time it's held up to the light, this beautiful rainbow is created in its own unique, amazing color. You are the same way. Your soul moves into life and will bring you what you desire in form. As my mother gave me the beautiful message that I started today, which I've embraced as such alchemy for living in the world. The life that you love is the life that you will have. The love that you share is like seeing an image of all colors at once. so beautiful, like the best rainbow ever. I'm here to look you in the eye and tell you that you are divine. And you are here to tell all it's going to be okay in your own original example. The universe, infinite intelligence, the one true unconditional loving conscious is counting on you to live and let stories of yourself die and show us how to do it in real time. It is your greatest work. It's how to shift your reality to wonder and delight. And you'll be in the spirit of play and adventure like a child in a playground in every moment, just surrendering every step to living a greatest intention present in every moment and rooted firmly in unconditional love. Remember the word allow, because it specifically comes through the Akashic records, and the energetic impact of it creates stillness inside you that will grant you to release and surrender in your own way. It's using your free will as that beautiful creator that you are, choosing to bring life to life. Surrender is the main avenue for empowerment, for transformation, and for evolution. So, what is coming up is not only giving self-awareness to expand your balloon to fly higher and higher, but it's for all of us to see and experience that oneness in you, in that infinite intelligence directly. You'll increase that passion and get in touch with it as all will coming in touch with you. Stay curious. The masters and teachers call it the eyes of wonder. And the word curious is one of their favorite words, because their advice is always when you don't know something or you can't figure it out or you're not sure what's going to happen, or when having doubt transmutes uncertainty, you can open yourself again to surrendering this step, this moment, this place, this person, the how, when, and where, to simple, I don't know, but I'm curious. And then say to yourself again to reset and rebirth, old vastness, bring me to birth. It's not about becoming flawless. It's about real, raw, ridiculous, and authentic. In this sense, your divine timing is impeccable. So I want you to just take a moment, and whether you want to take out a piece of paper or you can just do this in your mind. On my website, which is the best rainbow ever, I have a template called the Make a Happy Face template. And I simply want you to draw a circle like the world. And I want you to, either in your mind or physically is very powerful, but you can do this in your mind. Just make a happy face right now. See it coming through. Make a happy face. That is what I wish the most for you, and it can be so. The happy face will bless the planet, as it already has in so many ways, by you just showing up. Don't ever doubt that your happy face lights up the world. Hold that. Let it come. Don't force it. Again, don't force the mind. Just let it come through your heart. See the circle of the world. What does your happy face look like lighting up this world? Lighting up your world, being the creator of your universe. That happy face coming through is like the glistening thread now developing various forms of synchronicity, taking you to wonder and delight, vibrating with perfect balance and harmony, like that tuning fork that you strike every object and find the perfect note through your own vibration. That's your happy face. That's the shift to wonder and delight. what you're learning in this practice, and you can apply it to every part and every step of your life, is that life will reveal what to do. It will communicate what it needs you to do. So let go, allow, and surrender. Receive. Focus on the glistening thread. Put your mind to work in commanding and using your free will, not to continue to carry that baggage that anchors you down in the water, but to have it look for a way to expand the balloon further and higher and bigger so that you can float and allow your soul to show itself to you for taking action. I hope you're seeing the happy face. Hold it in your heart. What does your soul look like? Give it the characteristics and texture of what just shows up. What is its eyebrows? What is its ears? What is its mouth smiling? I see mine as smiling with a smile as far as touching my ears and my eyelids, because it's pure joy. I am pure joy in wonder and delight of showing up without knowing an answer or being anything first, surrendering every step just to being here, present now. What I want to encourage you is, when you have a moment, to draw that happy face, draw that and post it in the comments. Show and live out loud for the world. This is my soul as a happy face that gives me wonder and delight, and my symbol. Just as the ancient Egyptians had the hieroglyphics that the scribes would write down to commemorate and remember and pass on magic, you have the same ability in you in sharing your happy face with the world. Many get the concept, but experiencing it is life changing. And the happy face of your soul is your seed that you will plant in every person, place, or thing and moment to bring your enthusiasm, like that childish heart, into everything. I always like to say, remember that you can't hold your breath in feeling that unlimited spirit that strikes ecstasy. So you can't hold your breath in heaven. You just have to let it all out. Let it all out and live it out loud, and just live that wonder and delight, and tell anyone that will listen what your greatest intention is present in this moment. What's smiling? And I will guarantee it will connect and remember to all who are ready to be in synchronicity with you. What you do with it is you follow that impulse, the charge. It's here. It's right now. And you can, instead of following a way to figure out all those things that are weighing you down, you can let go and instruct and direct and guide your mind into looking for the wonder and delight of shifting reality right where you are. Because when you study within that space of speaking your truth, it will fall into the pact with your soul's path. You'll find your tuning fork of alignment. And it's not fighting for a right, but the right use of will and coming into command of your own ego. And remember, command is not fear-based. Control is fear-based, and our world, especially now, is operating largely in a control-based way that has to change and is changing. But that's the struggle in every individual and the entire culture at large. Guidance that's given by masters and teachers with command is one of their biggest teachings, and it's coming from the space of I am. And it's very neutral. So I want to start to wrap up by having you hold that happy face in your mind. I want you to encourage to share that happy face with the world. I use the hashtag JUST, J-U-S-T, and the best rainbow ever. Because I'm on a mission now, because of the message that my mother gave me, to create as many happy faces in the world. A campaign to create 1 billion if possible, to plant you and your message as the seed to reflect in everyone that we meet, to light up the sky in this world like we've never seen it before with the best rainbow ever. That's why I do this. And I ask you to help by integrating what you've glimpsed in seeing your soul as the happy face to surrender every step. Just show up in life in wonder and delight, not knowing an answer or being anything first. You will evolve to what the masters and teachers call a new 0 point, which is a whole different place where reality will feel a little odd at first, coming from that new 0 point of creation, like everything is upside down. But that's exactly how we shift reality. We can't go back and try to create a process in what has already been. You'll become more conscious, the more in the state of becoming, and the old ways where you felt inclined to do something is now the opposite, opening up the veil of an entire alternative reality. Each of us have the power in ourselves to do that very thing, and you are a creator, life, creating life. What you're able to do and what you'll start to enjoy doing with this path of shifting reality is you'll skip timelines. You'll be able to explore parallel universes. You'll find gratitude in just each moment, and you can forgive yourself, and you can forgive all the people that is that ancestral and emotional garbage that's there on purpose, but you'll be able to push out of the way and rise to the higher consciousness of what one of my mentors would say is, let's put the inner child in the passenger seat. Let's love him or her. Let's tell them how important they are. But now the divine gets the drive. No more being caught up in the fear-based defaults that have gotten us, many of us, to this moment. It's about being totally free. We're all very interdimensional. My mother came through the Akashic record by saying, here, there, everywhere. You're the same. And you'll get more so because as we're noticing, because events like this is all in the collective are doing that now in their own way. That's what's so beautiful about these kind of events and this message is that you're finding that it is essential to remain neutral, to move into quantum power. That power, like the sun, is rays being put onto our planet at this particular moment. And it is the space that you can open in your heart for creating reality, a change in your life, or whatever you may choose at any given point. But it must come from a place of non-judgment and lightness of being at a time that the ancients, the gods, knew the first conscience is before duality. So stay out of duality and conclusions with things in your life. Remember, conditions or circumstances aren't necessarily good or bad, they just are. And when you can embrace that and come back to the quantum question in the moment of, I don't know, but I'm just curious, and ask for guidance to receive, oh vastness, bring me to life, you'll be home. And you can bring that home with you in every step, surrendering to a reality of wonder and delight, being in this beautiful spirit of playing and having an adventure like no other. So thank you. I hope that you were able to find the space with me to open today. My website is thebestrainbowever.com. I want to invite you to join my mission to collaborate and co-create a new world with me, to where we light up the sky just like stars flickering in and out of the darkness, to create the best rainbow ever. I promise it will be a life to love and one to share and one to have, to where it's just so beautiful, like the greatest rainbow ever. So thebestrainbowever.com. I'm sending lots of blessings and love to all of you today to have a fantastic journey through this conscious collective that is going to open up so many aspects and dimensions of yourself. It's something just to be free in, to stay in the heart space in today, and just realize there's nothing to think about. No doing, just being. And as the masters and teachers say, you need do nothing. Allow, let go, surrender, and you will receive. Thank you very much. Hi, ladies. Oops, you're on mute there.
Thank you so much. Thank you. It was really amazing. And I took so many notes.
Excellent. Well, thank you. I love to, we're each a reflection for the other, and we are the seed. You are your own color in the rainbow, and that's what I want to convey, is that your color needs to show up in this world. So come color with me. And the sheet of Make a Happy Face is done like a coloring sheet on purpose, because as a child, when we color, we're not thinking, we're just doing. And you can do that by surrendering every step along the way. Oh, look at that. Yay!
So beyond. And I was so happy. I have to share with you. Like, let's just reflect for a moment, guys. What just happened here? Like, we were taking for a journey, for a treat, There's so many things that just happened in this space. When I was drawing my happy face, and I mean, I took a lot of notes. And what did I write here? Life, creating life. I think it's one of the most powerful things. And the soul is childlike, not childish, but childlike. That gives you just space to create. It gives you just so much freedom just to be you. And when I was drawing my happy face, you know what? My body changed. My heart was smiling. And I was just kind of like, the drawing itself was expression of my heart smiling more than a happy face. Like, happy face is just a shape, but it was just like this internal way of being presented on the paper. Sammy, yes, you can take a deep breath. Yes, you did it. Yes, people hear you. I have no idea how many people are hearing us right now, but people would be able to review it and view it again, because we're gonna leave the recording for a little bit. So Sammy, like, I wish every person to go through this experience and get, free themselves up, open their heart, open their shoulders, and look at the life with a little bit different perspective. And I just have to, like, may I just read one? You can fake the smile, but you can never fake the happy face. You can never fake this. You can smile.
Absolutely. And you have permission to let the facade down by just playing, because you can't hold on to it any longer, because you can't, when you're in perfect synchronicity and alignment, it's like when the tide rises and all ships rise. We're constantly looking out to create in this world, but we're not giving ourselves permission to come from a place of unconditional love. And that is the space that will connect and find synchronicity in every person, place, or thing. If you want to lift yourself, then lift the world. That's what the happy face will do.
Oh my God, that's amazing. Sammy, listen, there people were commenting. We like right at the time when we how we planned it, but there's a lot of comments and people are really inspired. If you can take just like one moment to just look through the comments, because I know you were so present to presentation and you didn't have a chance. Can you see the comments?
I can, and I was peeking occasionally just when I had little moments, because I want to honor your time of being here and the collaboration and co-creation. And I just want to say thank you. I was so moved by some of the comments, and it's just so wonderful. I'm just filled with delight in just being able to present this script as, we're all on this kind of search for now. And even in myself, in the honesty is I was constantly looking out to find a way. And as I mentioned earlier, that script, it was like, script, what is script? Even when it came through as a message for me, it was like I was confusing it with everything outside of me instead of just coming inside and just offering this as an opportunity to open space and expand your whole world. So we all go through it. As I said, I'm really afraid, but I finally just accepted for who I am as not flawless, but impeccable.
Yeah, so guys, thank you. Thank you, Lynn. Thank you, Aina. And some people I don't see your names. You just need to accept right above this video, right above there's description and there's a link. Give permission to StreamYard to see your comments. If you do that, we'll be able to see who you are. But thank you so much for all the comments, and Melanie, it's all for Sammy. He's not even addressing it. I'm gonna address it. Sammy, these comments are for your presentation. And guys, thank you so much for this, for giving it back to us, and for interacting and letting us know about your experiences. Thank you so much, Sammy. So once again, the hashtag, you said the hashtag, people, hashtag where? Anywhere? Where are you?
Absolutely. That's the idea, is live life out loud, not in one place, but in every place. So if you're called and you're ready, just post any place, or find the happy face to post on all your social or wherever that you decide. You'll know what to do. But hashtag just, J-U-S-T, and hashtag the best rainbow ever. Show up in the world with that color.
Is it 2 hashtags, Sammy? I don't mean to interrupt.
Yeah, it is. Hashtag just, hashtag the best rainbow ever.
Okay, and people, so we can post it on Instagram, we can post it on Facebook, Twitter, wherever you are. You will know, you will be connected to those hashtags. Is that?
Absolutely. Yes, and if you'd like to download a template, it's on thebestrainbowever.com, and the hashtags are there as well.
Okay, and so that's how people can get in touch with you, right?
Absolutely. All my info's there. My company, Tuned In. Get tuned into yourself, and you'll find that there's pictures, there's resources, the Akashic records that I was a part of. I've actually wrote those into like 10-page guides, and you'll see a lot of the knowledge that I shared today, so you can read and find your own space and interpretation in it. That's the goal, but it's all on the website there for you to do at your own time and however you like.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much, Sammy.
Thank you guys. Have a wonderful day. Peace.